No one dared near the alien cat's cell for 3,821 years, until the Emperor sent a human to feed it. A hallway of sealed doors, a legend that outlived dynasties, a bowl that no one had the nerve to slide past the last line of light. Before this story begins, tap to save, and when it ends, repost it. They called me Cade, Imperial Contractor, soft hands, bad habits, good luck. The steward met me outside the vault with a look that said, "Luck runs out." "You understand the charge," he said. "You go in alone. You do not touch it. You do not speak unless spoken to. You place the bowl. You leave." "What happens if it speaks first?" I asked. He blinked as if a wrench had asked to dance. "It won't, it hasn't, in 3,121 years." Keys turned. Seals sighed. The last door opened on a room with no corners and a floor polished by fear. In the center, a low plinth and a creature curled atop it, cat-shaped if a cat were an equation. Fur that wasn't fur. Lines shifting like dusk on water, eyes closed. I set the bowl at the mark. My hands shook, not with terror, with the feeling that a story had been telling itself for so long it might shatter if I breathed wrong. A voice arrived without sound, not a whisper, a decision that decided me. Hungry little storm. I swallowed. I'm the one bringing food. One eye opened, vertical pupil like a night slit rimmed in aurora, a human. The Emperor is bold or bored. "Both," I said before I could help it. The other eye opened, then closed again, slow, lazy. "You will not run." I was told not to. "Humans obey poorly," it said, and there was the hint of a purr in the thought, as if disobedience were a music it almost remembered. I slid the bowl forward, with the long stick provided, felt ridiculous, set it within the scratched arc. The arc had been scored into the floor by 1,000 careful hands that dared no farther and could not bear to leave. "What are you?" I asked. "Everyone out there calls you the cat. The texts call you the last cipher. Somewhere on level 12 there's a fresco that looks like you swallowing a star. Names are nets," it said. "Throw one and see what you catch." It lowered its head to the bowl, did not eat, waited. "You first," I said before my fear remembered to be in charge. "Throw a net." It considered, a tilt of whiskers that were not whiskers. "What are you, Cade?" Hungry paid curious. "Curiosity is a door, hunger is a map, payment is a leash. The Emperor tugged yours." "Accurate," I admitted, "but leashes break." "They do," it said, and if a thought can smile, it smiled. "Feed me, and I will tell you a story." I nudged the bowl the last inch with my hand. The steward would write me up for it later, if there was a later. The cat dipped its head. The tongue it revealed was simple and pink and ordinary the ordinary nearly undid me. It ate, slow, polite, as if remembering manners. When it finished, it placed one paw, 5 not quite toes, velveted and wrong, on the bowl and pushed it back to my side of the arc. "Your turn, human." "I'm not," I began, then understood. Stories for stories. I sat cross-legged on the wrong side of the line and let the silence climb on my shoulder. "My mother raised me on a freight barge," I said. "She taught me 2 rules. Don't steal, and if someone small is hungry, you share." "Small," the cat repeated, tasting the word. "Am I small?" "I think you are old," I said. "And lonely. Those are different sizes." It blinked. For 3,121 years they brought bowls and fear. They told themselves a myth, so the myth would tell them back. The first emperor asked me a riddle and did not like the answer. He called me a prison and forgot the question. What was the riddle? "What are humans for?" I laughed once, quiet. "That's not a riddle, that's a plea." It stretched, uncoiled, filled the room without moving. "What is your answer, Cade?" "We break patterns," I said. "We knock on doors that everyone else decided were walls. We feed the thing nobody fed yesterday and see what happens." "You see why they do not send humans," it said, amused. "You convert fear into experiments." "Sometimes into kindness," I said. "That is the sharpest experiment." I looked at the scratch arc on the floor. Who made the line? Those who feared what they wanted. They drew a distance so they could keep wanting without touching. "And the Emperor, why send me now?" "Because he knows his empire is a story told too long in one voice, a beat. He suspects I am not the prison. I am the key, or I am the mirror he cannot stand to look into. It rose, slow, deliberate, stalked to the edge of the ark and placed a paw across it. Nothing happened but the movement of my breath. "Are you going to leave?" I asked. "Am I kept?" "No," I said, and felt the leash snap from my neck. "Not by me." "Then I will stay," it said, "and lay down with half its body in and half out of the old fear, until you are finished telling me why humans are for." I told it about freight barges and winter and small bowls and hands that shake and still offer, about jokes in bad times and the way laughter feels like air returning, about how we call each other back from the edge with nothing but names. It listened, with its eyes half closed, the way cats do when they are, in fact, listening to everything. When I stood to go, it lifted its head. "Bring 2 bowls tomorrow." "2? For you," it said. "We will eat together. That is what doors are for." Out in the corridor, the steward searched my face for terror. I gave him something worse for his records: relief. "Well," he said. "It ate," I said, "and it asked for seconds." The steward frowned. "It spoke?" "Only after I did," I said. "We go first. That's how you feed certain kinds of hunger. Humans aren't special because we're brave. We're special because we treat cages like conversations and monsters like maybes until they are neither." I poured my soul into crafting this story. Just one ask: repost it and drop one word in the comments: trust. Then tell me, what story should I bring to life next?